This place was born, 10 years before it ever existed, in a conversation that Mira and I had driving back to Auckland from Wellington. We were in a terrible spot, just bones of our ass, we had nothing. Everything was just so bleak, and we just were imagining this great future when all of this crap was kind of out of the way. The idea of this was that we would just do something that was beautiful, that was just really lovely, that was just our way of sharing with the people around us. So somewhere between Wellington and Auckland and the pouring down rain, Mira came up with the name the Monterey Coffee Lounge. We'd lost everything and we were just fucked, basically. And yeah, we just imagined, like, when all of this, when we've waded through all that crap, one day we'll do a place together. Because Mira and I had never done anything together, and to do, a family business is just, it's the nicest thing you can do.
Everything was really sterile, and all the cafes were minimalist and cold and intimidating and yucky, so we wanted a really warm, homely environment, and yeah, and that's what we hoped we did. Paul and I met when we were flashing together. It was awfully embarrassing, but I think we've proved, time has proven that it was the right thing to do.
And I can remember the first time I ever saw Mira. And the first thought that went through my head when I saw her, the second thought, I thought, fuck, she's cool. And I just thought, she's real beautiful, and I just thought, there will be trouble. And there was trouble, She, big flat, pretty girl moves in, it's always trouble.
So we met 20 years ago in 1993, and he was just in the process of setting up Dizengoff Café.
Dizengoff was the first business, yeah. So a friend and I did that when we were about 24. We just got lucky and then just winged it, got lucky, then sold it and opened a nightclub and got real unlucky. So Dizengoff was really austere, but the idea of this place was always, we wanted a nice place. We weren't looking to build something up that we could then make a capital gain on. It's not terribly well-paid work. The hours are long and the work's really hard, but I think, I love it. And I couldn't imagine doing anything else. We needed a kitchen hand, and I phoned my friend Fo over at Dizengoff, who's still head chef there, and he said, I got just the guy for you, I'll send my nephew over. And it's like, great, tell him to be here at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and, we'll go from there.
I was absolutely lost. I didn't even know if this was the real place, if this was where I was meant to be. But he just gave me an address, and I just had gone around asking the shops here. I was like, is that 432 Richmond Road? Is that going to be a cafe?
At that point, it was just a building site. There was, chippies and plumbers and sparkies coming and going.
The funny thing was the door was open. So I was like, I'm in my baggy-ass track pants, T-shirt. My hair's not even combed or anything. So I look pretty scruffy. So I just rock up, walk in, I'm like...
I turned up about sort of 8:45 and walking around 9, 9:15, 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock. No Jacob, no nothing, and I'd never met the kid at this point. I just knew that Fo said someone called Jake was coming over.
No one was here, and I was like, there's no one here. What do I do?
So maybe, I don't know, 10 o'clock, 10:30, I came upstairs into the back room down there to go look for something, which at that point was just storing nothing and junk. As I sort of pushed open the door's sort of against his shoulder.
It was like, you hit my shoulder. And I was like,
sort of, oh, hello.
I'm having a good sleep.
Just this kid I've never met before asleep, curled up on the floor.
And then I just got waken up by this little palangi man, eh?
It's like, hello, you must be Jacob. And he goes, yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm Paul. Nice to meet you.
He's really super shy. He goes, I got here really early and I couldn't see you, so I came upstairs and went to sleep. And it was like, and that was the first time I ever met him.
As an 18-year-old walking into the cafe, fresh off the boat from Onehunga, I don't know nothing, absolutely nothing. Paul tells me one day, how are your cutting skills? I'm like, good. Just telling him these lies. I go, oh, I'm a chef. And then one day he got me, he goes, show me how you cut your onions. And I just grabbed the knife and I went, real slow, no speed, no nothing. And he goes, you cut before? And I just looked at him, I was like, nah man, I've never cut in my life. Showed me how to cut the stuff from then on and showed me everything else I know now, today. Sweet, you see Jacob at his best.
This is what I love about the relationship with Jacob, is that we have taught each other stuff every day for 6 years.
Paul and Mira have given me a 5% in Monterey Coffee Lounge, which is pretty cool, eh? They can't give me a pay rise, but they can give me this instead of a pay rise because they're not making that much money.
It hasn't been a huge windfall for him just yet. So, but he's hanging in there. Yeah, Jay's a 5%. He's a 5% shareholder in the business. It's not huge, but it's yeah, he's family.
Paul and Mira are kind of like my second parents.
Jay is everything that's good about the place. That's why we love it. That's why we're still here. It's like that's meeting Jay is what cemented why this is so important. Why this is more important than making money.
Look at this. It's funny, man, because I try to get it like the recipe, and I fucking nailed it, bro. Honestly, I did. Look at that. Exactly like that. Hey, look at that, bro. Who lied to you, Jake? No one did. Man, bro.
He came along a little bit after Jay. So Jay was here sort of, before we even opened from day one, and then we got rolling and we needed somebody else.
Paul he just sees me in the sink and he's like, man, you look bored at the sink. The sink is clean, and what do you think about jumping on and frying some egg, doing some scramble? And I was just saying, yeah, I'll give it a try. A little thing, I'm sending out orders.
He doesn't give you a hell of a lot to work with, and he's in the early days, he's pretty much a yes-no man. That's the conversation you have with him.
Paul believed in him. Paul saw something there in T that he could achieve way more in life than just being a boy in Onehunga in my mum's little shack, drinking Cody's.
When he first worked here, he was terrible. He was, diabolically late, and then he wouldn't turn up for a couple of days, and then he'd come back. And, he was at the worst of his worst. And we didn't have any context. He just wouldn't talk much and then wouldn't turn up. And he seemed intimidating. He's an intimidating looking guy if you don't know him.
T's problem is being late, eh? And as a brother working with T, it is the worst feeling on earth, seeing your brother come to work late while your boss is standing there.
So I phoned up his uncle, and he's like, you know, what's the deal with this kid? I can't, you know, I can't get him to turn up on time, I can't get him to turn up regularly. And then that's when Fo says to me, he goes, well, you know, brother, when T got out of jail, I knew, and it's like, wait a fucking minute. He's like, this isn't what we talked about. I didn't sign up for any of that shit. And so I decided to let T go. So that's the day I get off the phone with his uncle and find out, okay, I don't know this guy from Bar of Soap. He's a little intimidating. He won't say yes or no, you know, he won't say anything to me. When I'm kind of trying to say, look, this is, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that, he just like looks at me and goes, and I was like, So yeah, I'm kind of fine, I'm just going, great. This, you know, I'm fine, this guy, he's just got out of jail for armed robbery. How's this going to go? I wish someone, you know, I wish I'd done it earlier while there were still people around, but.
3 years ago, I asked him again, I go, are you ready this time? You ready this time to work? And he's like, yeah, man, I think I've had 2.5 years of just getting wasted. And I think it's time.
Jay's like, I think, you know, I think T's ready. It's, you know, it's his time. You know, T's the guy for the job. And it's like, wow, holy shit, man, that's, you know. And I thought about it, and you know, you want it, like I said, you want T to be the guy. You want him to be the guy so much.
I really enjoy cooking. I love cooking. I do it at home as well, so. I started from here. Yep. And now I'm here. I was born in Samoa. 11 years old, I came here. So it was a whole new scene for me. Oh yeah, it's funny, when I first landed in New Zealand, I thought I was in America. I was a Samoan kid. So I'm sure all Samoan kids will think. Because when I got here, it was like, whoa, you know, buildings, everything. I was so happy as a kid when I came to New Zealand and find out they didn't hit us. I was like, yeah.
T was one of the boys that he ended up in prison for 4 years.
Yeah, 17 until I was 21. Armed robbery. I'm glad I'm out. Man, I hated the whole time. I'm just glad I'm doing this. Like, just one of those teenage stupid mistakes, you know, just got caught up on the wrong side. Don't blame no one for it. Blame myself the whole way.
I know, you just think of all the dumb stuff you did when you were young because someone else suggested it and you were maybe too shy or whatever to say no. Difference is that, you know, the kind of people you hung out with didn't suggest armed robbery. The kind of people you hung out with did, that was it, you know?
A lot of dudes in there, man, their kids at home, they're missing. I'm thinking, you guys still smiling in here? Where's your heart, man?
Who the hell comes out of prison? And look at him now.
I get so excited coming to work.
He's a chef, you know? I can say my brother's a chef. Good on you, T.
When I was in the middle, I would never thought I was gonna be a chef. Yeah.
T will be on the cusp of being the next Michael Meredith. He is such a natural. He has such finesse for a big, strong guy. 10 people can plate up the same meal with exactly the same things, and one person will make it look perfect and beautiful. T's got in spades. Everything T does is beautiful.
Before here, I was working with kids. I asked Jake here for a job washing dishes, and he gave it. Oh, Paul did, and Paul asked me if
if I wanted to step in and be a chef and train up and stuff, and I said yes. That's how I got into it. 3 years in now, it's a big family, you know. I felt like they could trust me to do things and be here, open up and stuff. I'm sort of like a rookie in the game. For me, I want to keep going up. Jack's been my good mate for years now. He used to buy me clothes when I had no money and I was still in school. Jack. Yeah.
So they're the three core now, the three boys.
Oh, you got a reel. Coming up right now, mate. 2 6. Sorry. Soli, I need 3 bets.
Yes, chef.
Starting on Soli.
Yeah.
You got a net or a bet?
Yes, chef.
I believe we're the fastest chefs in Auckland. You know, that's pretty big to say, but I believe we are the fastest dudes in Auckland. And I'm not just being fast as in like you know, put eggs on toast and send it out, but doing it well as well, you know. Perfection, get your stuff out perfectly.
It sounds so cliched and a little bit naff, but we are absolutely a family, and I adore our staff and hope that they'll be with us forever. And I don't have children, so, you know, they are my children. Hopefully they look after me when I'm old. And, yeah.
Are you cool, table 25? It's all good, you got that, chef?
Bacon, yeah.
Awesome, thank you, brother. You know, we all look after each other. We're lucky. We live in this great sort of Bruce Springsteen sort of democracy where everybody, when I say we, I mean us lucky dudes in this shop, live in this Bruce Springsteen democracy where everybody contributes to the extent of their abilities. They are Samoan and they're hugely proud of that. That's no small deal to them.
It took me 6 years to get to where I am at the moment, just with life, eh? We were living at Mum's house, just the 4 of us in one room, with the same size as this room that we're sitting in right now.
Just very small.
So you imagine a double bed, 4 of us on it, eh? No deal. I give my kids what I never had. My kids are going to school with an actual lunchbox and a cool-ass bag and a mean-ass shoes, like new shoes, socks. They got their school jumpers on. I went to school with no shoes, no bag, no lunch, t-shirt, shorts, rainy-ass day, on my bare feet. That was normal, eh?
Fed, you want ham and cheese on?
Yeah. Are you putting ham and cheese? That's ham. It's ham.
Yep. What'd you say?
Thank you. Ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese.
Yeah. I think that's enough.
What will you say?
Thank you. Yeah.
This is the traditional way of making luau with coconut cream, onions, and salt.
I'm always like the guy that's got the money in the family. My mum's a Samoan mum, and if Samoan mums bring you up, it obviously means money. You know, but I love my mum, and she's just like, Hello, my son. Have you got $200 for me? Have you got $100 for me? For us, it's not a burden when Mum rings up. It's never a burden. It's always, okay, when do you want it? Today, tomorrow, the next hour? It's like I want to do it for her. It's like, yeah, man, I can't wait. To me, this is my massive blessing, because you give it with your pure heart. You get we believe if you give things with pure heart, you get blessings.
Oh, that's a good one. Can I learn to sing that?
Growing up from a family of 9, we've always lived poor but happy. You know what I mean? Like, we've lived poor. There was always food on the table. You know, just enough for all 9 of us. Yeah, just doing that. When I started growing up and started realising things and started realising how if you're not educated, if you're not a sportsman, you're going to end up in a factory.
This young man with, you know, very little help from anyone has just gone, you know what, that's not what, this is what I want for my kids. I don't want that for my kids. I want this for my kids. 4 of my brothers work in factory jobs in Australia, and that's just underneath a tin.
I didn't follow all my brothers, eh? I think I just saw so much of like not getting anywhere, you know? Everyone's going in the same thing, everyone's going to the factory job, eh? I used to make the packer for that and make thousands of those.
Coming to work with Paul and Mira, and I started to see how they were and what kind of people they were. Then that's when I clicked on. I just knew, oh, this is it for me, eh? Like, I'm just gonna keep working until they either sack me, or if I'm doing well and I'm going ahead, I'm just gonna stay and keep going.
Over here, I'm making a barbecue beef sandwich with fries and slaw. So this is our barbecue sauce, magic. I make this myself, mate. Jacob's barbecue sauce. It's just got like about 20 different ingredients in it, eh? So we just put it together. It's even got like 2 cans of Coca-Cola in it. Tomato sauce. It's got all this different kind of spices in there. And then you reduce it down, and you get this mean-ass barbecue sauce that goes with beef. And that's my mean-ass cheeseburger.
It's really good to do things with people that you care about. That love and that respect, it's got to be a good way to sort of, you've got to have a better chance of succeeding than if it's not there.
This has been the worst year almost of the recession for a lot of people. Which is really strange, like taxi drivers, and yeah, everybody's saying it, that it's been the worst year, and it feels like that for us. There's just so much money going into so many different little areas that people wouldn't even consider, you know. The fact that, which I think is ludicrous, we have to pay a fee for having tables out the front. You're paying for your staff, and you've always got far more staff than any other industry, you know, like when you go into a retail shop, there's one staff member. You go into a cafe, there's, you know, you're paying 6 people on average during the day, and then you're paying for all your food, and, you know, your margins are really narrow, so it's actually really hard to make money. But yeah, it's just a little bit late for the Inland Revenue Department at the moment. There's some nice ones there, and then there's some horrible, patronising people who ask you why you just didn't put it aside. And it's like, well, yeah, it tried, but, you know, there's suppliers and there's staff, so, you know, either I pay you a little bit or I could just close the entire place and you'll lose any money that I owe you.
We need to do something. If we do, you know, we're just driving the car off a cliff if we keep doing this. There's nowhere else to borrow money from. It's extremely urgent. Because if it doesn't pay off, I'm fucked. A smarter man than me would have sold this way before now. So yeah, it's going to pay off. The gamble's going to pay off. It has to. Otherwise, where do we go?
47. The boys in the kitchen, I don't think they entirely understand the financial aspect of the business. I don't think they really understand how difficult it can be, and it's completely broken. I think we kind of peaked in terms of daytime and still weren't able to pay the bills, therefore the only way was to open nights and do something new. We're all going to get ahead if we change.
Fuck, this is the Yahoo moment. These dudes are going to lose their shit. And I kind of go, so, you know, got something to tell you guys. Just going, I go, so, you know, and they've met him. They worked with him in the pop-up. They knew who he was. And I go, so, Dan's coming on board. He's going to be head chef. What do you think about that? And this little part of me goes, fuck, I just don't think they're that. I don't think they're that into it. Maybe they're just nervous.
When Paul and Mira told me that Chef Dan was coming in, I had to take a bit of a deep breath.
It is such a tight-knit family, and to let someone in to that extent was quite scary. The whole system changes. We go from sort of being this sort of walk-in, order at the counter cafe to walk in, have a seat, here's a menu, take your drinks order. We open up, new thing, new menu.
And it just feels like we're doing the right thing at the right time. I don't have any doubts, and I feel also like I'm kind of handing over some responsibility, and that's really lovely.
It's change, eh? You know, like you just got to accept that it's changed and you're moving on.
I just rocked up with this giant smile on my face, and I ripped the rug out from under their feet, and now I'm asking them to just jump up and down and be real happy about it. They have no idea what's going to happen.
Jake is hard-working. T, I don't know too much about. You know, Paul's made reference to the fact that he's got prison tats. That's, I don't know, that pretty much speaks for itself, but I'm not one to judge a book by its cover. And then Soli seems to be the more chilled-out, cool cat. Just real kind-hearted, gentle souls, all eager to learn. What more could you ask for, you know? And I'm just as passionate about teaching as I am, you know, cooking beautiful food. And if you can get hold of a team where everybody is willing to learn, then that's half the battle already won, you know?
From where I come from, you don't get someone as good as this guy coming in and willing to teach you. I didn't go to chef school myself, so everything I'm learning at work by myself. And just having someone else coming in and telling me how it's done from his experience, it helps me, because I want to be a good chef. I want to be a professional chef.
They're such kind-hearted boys, so I'm very lucky for them to have let me into their kitchen.
They're equal parts excited. They're also extremely intimidated.
It just like happened, bang, boom, Dan's in.
You're all going to be okay. I'm not going to scream and shout in your faces to begin with. You know, and you know, just to let them know that I am understanding of their past. You know, they're not trained chefs. I don't expect them to be trained chefs just because I'm in the kitchen, but that's what I'm here for, and that's for them to learn.
And Paul makes the best decisions.
cheese as well. So we're doing the Madeleines, the biscotti.
Filmmaker, is that a Taylor question?
Oh, you've just got loads in your freezer. So that's tomorrow pretty much sorted. We just need to cook the mussels, all the dressings are made, and then the trifle like we talked about earlier. So it's been an existing cafe for the past 6 years, but we're just adding a new menu for the evening, which will be going on from 12 o'clock all right the way through until the last customer's finished eating, basically. So a lot of sharing plates. We've got some spicy fish balls going with a potato and chili aioli, marinated olives. We've got cucumber and yogurt dips. We've got fried rabbit going with a chunky tartare.
That's a rabbit. I'm not a big fan of rabbit. I like chicken. No chicken? Oh yeah, I mean deep fry some chicken. I mean keep it simple, eh? Rabbit.
We get our fish off the coast of Lee. It's line caught rather than trawled. So lemon and pepper butter. We'll just finish it in the oven. So we just cook nicely on the outside, finish it in the oven, and that's it. Nice and simple. Yeah. Alrighty guys, if you just finish up. T, if you finish up that little bit there, just have a little wipe down and then we'll nip out and we'll go and have a drink. Yeah, cool.
So that's the Pinot Gris pure. So you'd see it's quite different. It's even drier.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not completely like just Mavra.
Not elitist.
Yeah. So yeah, quite different.
If we order those two wines off you now,
yep.
And then once they've gone, maybe we'll shake it up and go with the Pinot Gris as opposed to the Viognier.
He's an incredible chef that experiences, like, you know, worked at the Mandarin Hotel, just an amazing cook.
With the lamb, guys, ideally you want to rest it up for about 4 to 5 minutes. Finish it with some sea salt, which is just a very, very small pinch, okay, just to finish, and that's it. Once your pan's almost smoking, knock the heat right down or just move it off. You don't want it to burn.
I could evolve my skills as a chef, so for me it's good. No, I like that, but I'm not sure about everyone else.
Boom, is it ready? Let's go, brother. Yeah. Sexiest noise on the planet. That's what you want every time. That's when you know you're doing something right, okay? Turn it, make sure it's getting beautiful caramelization all the way around. As soon as it's all caramelized, that's when we add a heaped spoon of butter. Brother T cooking the lamb. It's fairy fingers over here is amazing. People are starting to know what it is we're up to. Systems are falling into place.
And they're in good hands with Dan. He's a, you know, he'll lose his temper, I've got no doubt. But you know, some lessons are blunt, but they're well learnt, and that'll be, you know, I don't think he'll overdo it. I think it'll be a fair chat. We don't want to see them hurt. We want to see them do well, but we want to see us do well. So.
People are gushing about the food.
People are gushing.
Gushing is such an appropriate word. Yeah. Somebody said that they were going to write me into their will the other day after eating the pork dish. It's just fucking ridiculous, man. Just buy me a beer, I'd be happy with that.
It's been an awesome decision. It feels like a whole new business opening at nights and doing this. It's been great. Just emotionally and financially and just familiarly, the family, just, it's cool, it's great, it's just, yeah.
So now all we're gonna do, we're just gonna blanch these up. Sit them in the pots, so however much we can fit in there. The sauce, plenty of Parmesan, fuck it in the oven, bish bash bosh.
I mean, of course, there's aspects, you know, it's ego where someone else comes along and, you know, it's your baby and you want to protect that. But ultimately, I'm really enjoying the handing off of responsibility, and I know that I'll be able to, you know, a few months' time, be able to relax.
Our whole game plan changes from how they used to work with me, and then now they got to shift their whole selves and change and work to the way the new chef wants us to be. And that's like, and the new chef is pretty, every detail matters, everything. It's a bit different, it's real different from what we used to do, eh?
Brother T's been doing really well. He's got his head down, pushing on, so that's why he's working every evening at the minute. But he's adapted to the new change a lot quicker than everybody else. So it's good hand-eye coordination, good looks, big pecs, I don't know.
Awesome to have Dan alongside us. Teach us some of the good stuff.
What we're going to use the fork for is...
These are just rolling fish balls. And they're going for satay sauce that Dan specially made. So can't wait to try it. Smells yum, looks yum too.
Watching my brother grow is the most amazing thing that I could ever see right now. I actually feel like you're gonna make me cry, man, but I feel real fucking blessed.
My son is turning 4 in January, and his name is Leonidas. And my baby girl is Deja, she's turning 2 in February. I love coming to work and I love going home after work. Yeah, it's just that whole feeling when I get home, they haven't seen me the whole day. Going home, they just run to me. I've never had anyone run to me like that, so just picking them up and holding them in your hands and just feel how precious they are. I like how he works. He's clean like me. Clean bench, clean mind. And plus he's just, you know, he's down to earth. This is what I'm talking about. Thinking about what I'm gonna do with my life, and here I am, making green poulet. How awesome is it?
Yeah, just feeling a bit confused, you know, like, well, I don't know, trying to adapt to how he works is quite hard. He's got a bit of a high expectation. Everything's new to everybody. And everyone's starting different times, like myself. I was the only one here at 7 o'clock in the morning, which is quite weird. I'm normally here with people in the morning.
They're not used to working 18 hours a day. They're not trained chefs. They don't really, I don't think they just quite get it yet, you know? So when they're working at their own pace rather than mine, which can be quite frustrating, you know, which is why I got here today early, because I could probably get more done by myself in the kitchen in a good few hours than having to explain every single step of every single recipe to every single one of them. Make love to it, don't fuck it. That is our motto, one of many. How long on a slaw and a fritter?
About just coming.
Your slaw working? Slaw working?
No chef.
As soon as the fritter's in the oven, get it working, please. Keep them on your section. That way you don't need to keep going backwards and forwards. Make sure you've got clean bowls, please. I said, if whatever's in it looks too small, then transfer it to a smaller bowl so it looks even, okay? Otherwise it just looks quite empty. We got an awesome review in Express magazine. They were particularly happy with our metrosexual waiting staff. But it's probably one of the best reviews I've ever read. It was just really, you know, just a really good review. It was so flattering. There were another table that just said the best thing about it is, you know, it's not just the food, the wine, the atmosphere. It's just like being in your living room, but cooler, which is just what a compliment, you know.
And it's happened really fast, actually. It's just yeah, overnight, you know, we're banging out our shit. Oh, sorry, our stuff.
Jake and Soli work very well together on a busy day. Like today, when we come in, it was mayhem. They were so busy, and they can do it robotically. But I need the same at night time, and they've not quite got there yet. So this is your seventh. This is the person that's opening up. This is a split shift.
Cool.
Okay. Mine will stay relatively like that, just until we trust the guys to do evenings by themselves.
Yep.
I think they're capable, and I was saying this to Mira earlier on. I think they're capable of doing it. I just don't trust them to do it properly at the moment. Start working another burger, mate. You don't have to be an arsehole, but the nicey nice approach it just doesn't work in a fast-paced environment. So while it's quiet now, get used to how I speak, you know. When it's service, it's heads down, you push on, okay? You know, it's yes, 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 you got to answer.
Just watching someone else pressure them, telling them to hurry up and things.
Don't start dirty in my section. So this is your section. T, you're just over there for the time being until I give you a section. And let's not jump over each other, because it's going to start getting really fucking irritating.
5 pieces?
5 pieces.
I gotta say, you know, English people are kind of like, forgive me, Dan, but English people are kind of like, you know, always pushy and yelly, you know.
They just need to know how to work together in a tidy and clean environment. It's a small, old kitchen. They're the worst to work out of. It's very hot. If you'd seen it this morning, there was just shit everywhere, and it drives me up the wall. We wipe this out, so do something clean, do something clean. Clean spoons. Lots and lots of little problems, like not cleaning, not wrapping things, not putting lids on, not labelling, not keeping tidy.
I reckon he's got a busy mind.
It's those little things, you know, so if I tell you to do something, don't just ignore me and carry on doing what you're doing, because it's shit like that that's going to piss me off. I'm just going to think you're ignoring me, or you're deaf or something. Either way, it's going to get my back up. If it's a busy service, I need to know that you understand what it is I'm saying.
You know, we all get along. We don't need someone coming in, you know, like, oh, I'm this guy, you know. Know your place.
I am so fastidious in the way I do things. Such a Virgo, such a fucking, do you know what I mean? I just like, boom, boom. And I just grew up like that. That's what it was like in a kitchen. Well, here's Dan, who totally gets that, and I love him for that. Like, dude, just boom, everything is just bang. These guys will just be created in that image.
So it's a very, very chilled out kitchen, and then they've got someone like me coming in that's, you know, barking orders. Okay. You hit the bell, get your burger finished, finish your burger, finish your burger. Finish your burger. Finish your burger. Can we get the espresso, please?
I can't say anything because it's not my place.
X. You're going to butter one, butter the other. Make sure it's evenly distributed around it, please. Badoo.
Just a whole lot of things there, you know? Fucking, I wasn't happy. You know? Just over it.
There's just been, over the past couple of weeks, a succession of really small things. The past 3 Saturdays, there's been something. And all week, we've been pulling them up on things. Just, you know, dirty fridge, fucking mop bucket water not emptied out. Just non-stop kitchens, fucking chaotic mess, shit everywhere. You know, you're starting to work lazy.
Yeah.
And I just can't tolerate that because it fucking winds me up to this point, and then we have this fucking conversation and I start speaking to you like you're a... And nobody wants that, because then you get all upset and shit, I get fucking wound up, and then it just ruins the rest of the day.
Yeah.
If you want to be here, you will work like you want to be here. It's that simple, do you know what I mean? Teabag's fucking pulled his shit together, Jake's doing very fucking well. Each and every one of you was always going to have an issue working with me at some point.
Yeah, it gets pretty intense.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully.
I reckon it's just nervous.
Yeah, I think it's a number of things, you know. And like I just said to him, maybe a little bit of testing the boundaries as well, you know, see how much you can get away with.
There was no kind of hierarchy. It was just basically just all of us, one team, you know, everyone doing their thing, and like you could just speak freely.
That spirit was such a big part of the place and is a big part of the place. So I'm hoping that won't disappear with this kind of new professionalism. And it's that balance where I still want them singing in the morning and I still want them feeling comfortable enough to go out and interact and hassle the customers, and because, you know, especially Jake is such a big part of this place.
Things like wiping every 2 seconds, eh? And stuff like that, man, you gotta adapt to. It's like, I wouldn't want to be wiping every 4 seconds of my life, eh? But it feels like it's just because that's how he works, eh?
Dan started to crack the whip, and he's entirely in a really professional and calm way, but he's introducing systems that they've never encountered before. They've never had someone overseeing them the whole time. They've always had a free rein, and now they don't.
When you got someone new coming in who doesn't understand how we are and how we are together as a bunch, it's a bit stink.
I know Mira kind of feels sorry for us when she sees us, and yeah, we're like her. Or she treats us like her boys, her own boys.
I just feel like she's not used to seeing her boys getting owned from someone else who just comes in, and she'll be feeling a bit sorry for us. It hasn't been that busy at the moment for nights and stuff. I don't know, he'll be a bit freaking out. Maybe that freaking out takes it out on us, you know?
It is disheartening, especially if you nip up to the bars up there and you can see how busy they are, and we're very quiet, but it's like I say, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
We had no one in. Zilch. Yes. Last night he came home after having no customers and was laughing. And he was saying that, you know, there's always got to be that day. There's always that day when you have no customers, and we've had it. And hopefully that's the last, but you never know.
You rally everyone around, you tell them it'll be fine, and just to not worry and to keep that perspective, and you just, you know, you fudge it a bit and you just bullshit them that everything's all right. And, you know, if you wait long enough and keep paddling fast enough, it will be.
So if he's optimistic, I'm optimistic. The day he shows his panicking and sweating, I'll shit myself. Sweating, and it's not even fucking summer yet. Crazy. I'll just take it up. We'll figure out the smoothest afterwards. Sorry, Ian. You're just doing basic, simple flavours mixed with basic shit, simple cooking. No one's going to come back.
Paul went off at Dan. Today it's service, but ringing the bell.
The use of the bell had become slightly rogue. It's a powerful moment, isn't it, in your day? You ding a bell and I come running towards you. So you need to handle that reasonably carefully.
You know, it just felt like, oh, come on, motherfucker, hurry up. Hurry up with dinging the bell, eh? You know, that's... Because in hospital, man, once you ring the bell, that means your order's up.
I stood there watching Jay put some meals down on the counter to which I was going to pick straight up and carry. He finished putting them down, he looked me in the eye, and then he dinged the bell. Okay, it's time to nip that in the bud, end that shit. It was like, dude, what are you hitting the bell for? I'm standing here, I can see. You don't need to hit the bell. And then Dan waded in, because Dan's a bit of a serial offender with the bell. But it's, you know, he comes from a different background. He comes from these giant kitchens where there's a lot of real estate between front of house and kitchen.
Dinging it a few too many times when we've got food sitting there going cold.
Dinging the bell is just a bit of an instinct. I don't think there's anything in it, but it's an instinct, and I just didn't want that instinct to be passed on to the guys, do you know what I mean? If I'm standing out talking to people, clearly I can't just leave there, and if you can see me, I'm over there doing something, just repeatedly hitting that bell is only going to make me angry. It's not going to get anything done quicker.
Sure, there's like a better way of dealing with than like losing your cool, like right there and then.
Sometimes I overreact, but you know, shit, someone dinging a bell 2 times is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Tough day. Everyone's trying to digest the news of Brother T deciding that he's had enough and he's ready to move on. I don't think any of us quite. I don't know. I won't speak for anyone else. I don't quite understand it.
We just couldn't work out why and couldn't get out of him a reason, and it was bizarre and horrible. Yeah.
I was fucking sad. I don't want him to go, you know. Not like this anyways.
So it was a complete shock, and given that he's blossomed since Dan started, he's like, yeah, in the evenings he's just amazing, and also seems to be having so much fun that it was just so confusing.
You know, he just comes in and it's like, oh, Dan, it's not for me. I'm holding the boys back. And I'm just like, oh, you're full of fucking shit, man. You know?
If you're a fresh Samoan coming from Samoa to New Zealand, the 2 main things that you learn in English is yes and no. And T's one of those dudes. Once he wants to go, he wants to go. There's no other how you feeling, your mood swings, all that European stuff around today. All that white shit, if you know what I'm talking about. And I think T's just one of those dudes. He just, once he feels like he needs to go, he needs to go. So Jacob, what do you reckon? Well, I reckon I'm gonna win the fucking lotto tomorrow, mate. And I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Just joking, joking. Calm down, everybody. Jacob ain't going nowhere. Man, I used to be up here. Now I'm all the way down here. But it's hard, man, when you're up here and you come back down in here.
If Jakey's buzzes up, we're buzzing. Everyone's buzzing with him. When Jakey gets cracked, it's hard to pick him back up.
Oh, I lost it really unfairly, eh? Like, I didn't think it was my fault. Us Samoans, we don't do good with drama, eh?
4 halves.
2 pulls. Done. So, jump ready. I'm waiting. Let's go.
He's so important to us, but I don't think he knows he's lost his place in the business, and it's horrible. His spirit's gone, you know, it's been knocked out of him. Today he was just quiet all day and, you know, just quiet. And that's not him at all. He sings and he's loud and, yeah, sucks. I think I was a little bit maybe naive and optimistic when this whole thing started, because I knew there'd be change and I knew that would scare him.
Jakey is the rock, and that's what I'm most scared of, is if a rock goes down.
I work hard for this place, but you don't get any rewards or anything. All you get is a bit of a lecture every day, and owning, and that's it.
I think Dan would like to come in here, crack him, make him stronger, but I don't know. I'm not sure, yeah, I'm not sure that will work for Jake. Jake's already solid, you know.
I go home and I'll take the stuff home with me, eh? It's playing in my head. Fuck, if this carries on how it is, how it's going on, all the drama and stuff, man, I'm so tired of it that I'm gonna leave.
I wouldn't let Jack leave. No way. I really don't know what I'd do, but I would make it work. There's just, yeah, it would just, we would make it work. Absolutely, if it means,
Do you mind if I start?
No, you go for it, please.
All right. So, as per usual, we've been talking. Well, I've been talking to all of you guys, and I don't know. Yeah, me and Dan be talking, and I've been talking to you guys. And I just think I think essentially we've kind of all got off on the wrong foot, and so that we kind of got out of step a little bit, and trying to get back in step is really hard while you're moving. So I just think we should stop and start again. Just forget about everything that's happened. Forget about food and forget about you know what I mean? Let's just go back doing what we do, and let's just pretend that tomorrow is the beginning again. And so let's just get back to coming to work, not hating our fucking jobs. Just don't worry about lists and don't worry about prep and just, do you know what I mean? Let's just come to work and do what we always did. You guys come to work, do what you always did, the way you did it.
He just came in that day and just told us, Chef Dan's coming in and things are gonna be going good, and that was it. Just saying that out.
That's pretty much it. I thought Big Paulie was, like, you know.
Over us.
Yeah, I thought he just wanted us out.
Yeah, wanted us out.
Oh, look, sometimes you just like, I'm so tired. I just want to cry. I just want to fucking cry.
We say a few things to him, and then he'll go like a little kid and knock on us to the boss's hand, like, so, no, I told you that just talking in the kitchen, eh?
Dude, that, honestly, that whole not telling tales bullshit, it's wound me up from day one. It's like, I wouldn't mind a bit of fucking loyalty to the cause, hey? Like, fuck not telling on, you know, like, here's a for instance, like, you know, dragging T out of, sorry T, fuck, it's always you. Dragging T out of bed because he's only been there for 20 minutes. You know, he stopped drinking at 5:30 in the morning, and they drag T out, throw him in the back of the car, bring him to work, and you know, T's basically upstairs sleeping in the storeroom while they're trying to pretend he's at work. It's like, it's beautiful that that's how we cover for each other, but it would be, you know, every now and again, it would be quite nice, you know, it'd be good if someone sort of got this back, would be cool too. But, no, I get it. No one wants to tell tales.
We had a quiet couple of weeks, and I think that's that bloody pre-Christmas lull when everyone hunkers down and doesn't spend because Christmas is coming up. And at the same time, we had, you know, all these bills that we're not used to, like lots of alcohol bills that were all due on the 20th of this month and last month, and then rent at the same time. So it was just like this kind of the perfect storm of bills.
Obviously, there's still a lot of financial pressures. We're not busy in the evenings. You know, we have one good week and then 2 bad weeks. Like, I constantly tried. Okay, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we try this? Can we try that? And it's just fucking shut down.
Every time I get to work, before I even put my bag down, I just get this barrage of like these ideas for this and this and this and this and this. And unfortunately, so many of these ideas are just icing and fluff that are good things to do when you have your backyard in order. And at that time, our backyard was a fucking mess.
You know, we were quieter, but they weren't doing anything to get people through the door. We weren't doing any marketing. There was just this, what was the saying? A very fucking large elephant in the room. I just think everybody's burnt out and had enough.
And Dan did exactly, you know, what he was supposed to do. Dan just hit the ground running. He came in with, you know, fresh and enthusiastic, with boundless energy and new ideas. And, you know, we saw this as this great thing, as a really positive, new, fresh thing. And it wasn't a new, fresh, positive thing because we were solving with that action, we were solving problems that Jake didn't have. So there was no relief for him. There was just, I had a thing that I liked, and I felt good about it, and I felt, you know, proud and strong and respected. And now I don't know what I am. I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. I used to be Jacob Beetham, the head chef at Monterey, and now I'm this guy that works for this other guy, and I'm working at night, and I'm, you know, this stuff's, I don't know what I'm doing, and, you know, I used to be so good, and now I'm like, the rug just keeps moving, and he just lost his footing, and I never. Dan, of course, you know, didn't stick around. It's not working for Dan, and it's not working for the boys, and therefore it's obviously not working for me, and it was never working for Mira. I can do it. I'll fucking do it.
Beautiful.
Fuck, that's awesome. It's going good. It's going good. It's all starting to heat up a little bit now, but I think me and Soli are doing all right, eh, Sauce? Sol says we're all right.
You got a full house?
Just about, I think. What are we like? We're not, we're about, what, 2/3 full? But it's nice because sometimes everyone turns up at once, and everyone sits down at once, and everyone orders at once, and you just go throw your hands up in the air and so. But so there's a little bit of a space between them all, which is quite nice. The hand is faster than the eye, my friend. So long as people think you know what you're doing, you're halfway there, eh? Yeah, I get really nervous. I get really nervous because I don't want to, I don't want to do a bad job. I want to do it really nicely. And we just make sure people are looked after, and you make sure that they've got a drink, and if they're going to wait too long, you make sure that they've got something complimentary, or, you just kind of like look after people. So this is for the chicken burger. Fuck. Chicken breast, chicken burger. They are going to wait a bit. I've got to get these loaves underway first. I'm just starting, you know what I mean? Can you just explain to them they're on the back of a big table? Cool, bro. Friend, you going on fish balls, eh? You're cool with that? And then I need all the extras for this. So you need spuds, and rocket. Choice. This at the same time, Soli, I'm going to try and I'll probably fuck myself up. But so that means you got 2, 3, 4, 5 burgers, yeah? Cool. Yeah. If you want, drop a batch now and put them in the oven. Because it's, you know what I mean? So you can just kind of build them up, because otherwise it's going to be too hard. We're going on 8 meals at the moment. And we're totally 100% okay, aren't we, Soli? That's fucking, we are. That's the nice thing. Even when we're totally not okay, it always gets done in the end, and nobody dies, and everyone goes home pretty happy. Just tartare sauce, and then lettuce and tomato on the bottom, mayonnaise on the top. Oh, no mayonnaise on the top. Put the cheese, half fill that, then cheese. Fuck, I'm smart. I was just about to make a huge mistake, and I didn't, so I'm very, very happy with myself right now. All right, Soli, I could be helping you. Should I help you?
Hey, it's Jacob from Monterey Coffee Lounge, placing an order for tomorrow.
It's funny, it just feels like it's gone back to normal. Yeah, in a good way.
I'm really happy the family's back together. It's cool. It feels better than it has for ages.
I've kind of reconnected with the guys, which is quite nice now. We're sort of, kind of in it together. What I really wanted to do was cook, but it wasn't sort of presented as an option. Everyone was like, well, you can't do that because that's not a proper job. You need to go to university. The brief that we sort of set ourselves was just always to be a really, really, really good local. And it feels like that's what we are. So it is, so it's vastly different now than how we pictured it. Going in with Dan and having fine dining upstairs and, blah, 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 blah. In terms of, putting the love in the food, it's just, if I just make what I make for Mira, then I come in here and I make it for a special here, and that's it.
Hey, Cole, brother. Do you mind hooking me up with some fries down there, bro?
You want this one up here? Cheese one?
No. I want it down. Just this one here.
Some fries.
Yeah. I just need 2 servings, eh?
We only got one chef on a day. We serve like 2 shifts. Paul's just cut right down, eh? Doesn't stand there.
Have the boys not here, bro. It's way harder. Because you got the workers not here anymore, eh? It's a lot harder for me. Because those guys are so used to working there. And they know the whole system very well. Now that they're gone, I'm all alone. So I gotta do all the hard work, eh?
You know, we've been chipping away a wee bit at the GST money to pay for stuff. Yeah, we're pretty fucked where that's concerned. But it's all relative. I think we're, you know, we'll negotiate with them.
Unless you're actually in the thick of the bills, you don't get it. And even, you know, Paul to a point, I mean, he totally understands our financial situation, absolutely. But it's easier to ignore when you're not paying them, and it's the part that I get. And that's quite the stressful part of the business for me, is actually trying to sitting down and going, who do I pay now? Who can I let go for another week? And, you know, and it's awful. It's an awful feeling because, of course, you know, we're dealing with other small businesses, and so they're just as desperate as we are. And you'd hate for them to think that you just don't care. I mean, it really does tune you up. It's horrible.
I see, Mira, like, there's a lot of panic, a lot of frustration, just a lot of stress, eh? Things that causes stress, like, and that's just because you just, money, eh? And it's just, it sucks.
You know, the first thing I check in the morning is the account. The last thing I check at night is the account, you know, and I'm just constantly, it's just all I think about is how much money is going in tonight, how much money will be going out tonight, you know, and just juggling constantly.
Spent a couple of hours with the accountant, John. He's cool. He's definitely the right accountant for us. Yeah, it does make you, sort of plan the future more. I don't know, it shouldn't be as hard, do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be as hard. You gotta sort of, it can't be like this forever. I remember, like, you know, my dad, he just worked his ass off his whole life. He had a lot of people depending on him, and he had us depending on him, and I think the weight of it just crushed him. You know, it just got crushed him, he got sick, and it never actually sort of, it paid off after he was too sick to know what was going on.
I think it's sort of almost a year to the day of being open in the evenings. It's still really sort of up and down, you know, there's no consistency to it. We'll be packed one night and sort of empty the next. We are sort of stuck in the middle of being a cafe or a restaurant, or, you know, so we are just back to being a really good local. And then it just comes back to the fact that I'm not sure whether being a really good local is enough to provide what we need it to provide for the number of people we need it to provide for.
I just feel tired. I just feel really exhausted.
In your head, you've just got this raging dialogue where you're like, fuck, I can't believe it. Why isn't that there? Why is that bit done like that? And you're just convinced that everyone else is just such an asshole all day.
He's not himself, eh? Like, he's not the Paul I know. Paul's where he's like, he's mad, he's like, I think there's so much that's happened in this place.
And this woman comes up to you, bam, man, she's talking too much and she's too loud, and she's over the, what's in your smoothie? Is your smoothie really good and healthy? I'm like, you know, it's got bananas and blueberries and yogurt, maple syrup and oats. What about some chia seeds? Does it have chia seeds in it? I'm like, no, it's just got the stuff I've told you. What about LSA? Does it have some LSA? It's only got the stuff I've told you. What about bee pollen? It's got any bee? It's like, it's only got the stuff I've told you. And it's like, I've only got so much polite left in me, you know what I mean?
I reckon Paul's fucking had it. He's so over it, eh? Like,
I just sort of thought it was going to work itself out. I thought it would get better rather than worse. And it certainly got worse.
And she'd just stay away from the house just later and later and later and later. And you're just like, wow, okay, so the reality of that kind of hits you that, like, cool, this is the... She's just avoiding being around me because I'm such a jerk. I didn't want to be around me, you know? Yeah, it's horrible. And I knew how unhappy I was making her. And I couldn't do a fucking thing about it. I couldn't be a better person than that. Well, she wanted to leave. She hated me. She hated living with me, which is totally fair enough. Because it was just like the worst version of myself I could possibly be. And I could see myself doing it, you know, that sort of 10% of you that stays like a functioning, rational human is watching the other 90% be, you know, just this snarling, surly prick. In your moments of clarity, you try and sort of make up for it by not being a jerk, you know, by behaving well. So I'd had the day off, she'd been at work, and I thought, you know, just, you know, head's clear, you know, sort this out, you know, make it up, you know. So like, do all that stuff, make sure the house is super clean, do all the laundry, do all that stuff, and I kind of spent all day like make this real nice dinner. So when she comes home from work, it'll be really nice. We'll have dinner together. I'll make this beautiful, you know, blah blah blah. It's all ready, you know, boom boom, and it just gets like later and later and later. And then she finally came home about 8 o'clock, 8:30 or whatever, and that's cool, you know. I sort of brave face on it and start serving up the dinner. And I'm just trying to be all like, hey, cool. And she just starts to cry just because, oh, I'm really, you know, it's really nice that you made this dinner, but I think I'm just going to go to bed. I can't imagine living my life next to anyone but her. You just see a bunch of people in their separate corners with their backs to each other. Then you got nothing. What do you got? You got shitty hard work. You're waking up every morning at 3 o'clock for 2-3 hours, just paralysed by your anxieties and your fears and your, you know, this giant black sense of failure. I kind of thought, this, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to become the wrong guy.
it's just been a long couple of years of trying to suss Monterey out.
I'm here at night, Mira, Jake, Soli, you're all here during the day. And, you know, the essence of the place, the thing that's made it worth all of this grind of 7 years is when we're all together and we all work together. And we work together beautifully, so this can't be the solution. The initial conversation where Mira came up with the name, the Monterey Coffee Lounge, that's going to be 15 years ago. Driving back from Wellington and pissing down rain, blah, blah, blah. We sort of set out to create this really beautiful environment and to create this really sort of nurturing place and to, you know, just sort of earn a place in the heart of a neighbourhood. And we've kind of, you know, we did all of those things.
That's been our life. Well, it really has been our life for 8 years, you know, it's just, yeah, everything, you know, everything has just revolved around this place.
I felt like 8 years, it taught me so much, eh? Like, it made me become who I am today as well, you know?
We've learned to do so many things so well, all of us individually and collectively, Now we just need to go and learn how to make money a wee bit better. Yeah, we've got to sell. I want to sell.
It's that really boring, sensible business advice that we've never followed and probably will continue not following, which is basically if you start spending money, if you're putting money in to keep a business afloat, then just sell it or get rid of it. And we learnt that. We've finally learnt that.
We'll be all right. We go, we start again. We take the lessons we've learned and we go forward. I feel like it's served us really well, this place. And now it's time to go. So I don't know what's going to happen. I should tell you that's the best state to exist in. That's what you should aim for. You should just be so, we all just go, fuck, but I don't know what's going to happen and shit our pants. Where it's like, that's awesome. You should just be cool. I wonder what will happen. And just smile and cut and keep walking.
No, we didn't succeed financially at all, but I think we really kind of created a nice community thing.
If you actually respect yourself, you are someone in this world. Yeah, man, this is what it's all about. Camera's on, right?
Yeah. I don't have a lot of money. I've never had a lot of money, and I'm just not money driven, sort of. I'm a happy man.
Very nice. Start dropping it down my pants in a minute.
I just got faith in myself. That's what it is, eh? I think once you don't have any faith, you're gone.
Surely that's what everyone's trying to do. They're just trying to get up. That's what you're trying to do every day. Get up, do something that matters to you, that you feel in some way you're going to leave the world a slightly nicer, slightly kinder place than you found it.
Yeah, just a cool place there, you know, good-looking people.
The customers, you mean?
Oh yeah, and me, of course. That's why I attract heaps of old, sexy ladies coming, because.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just joking. Can you erase that, please? My mum's gonna see it.
Your old sexy mum.
Oh, he's done, mate. Move on to the next one.